I came in thinking I was gonna kill it like from the get-go. Yeah. Hell no. That was like a huge reality check, bro. Insane reality check that I would say I needed. In sales, you're gonna face rejection. You're gonna face all these things that come along with the job that you just have to like take and endure and just overcome at the end of the day. So rejection, getting told to fuck off. You gotta do multiple calls a day. Just like they say, bro, you gotta treat sales like it's your own business. Even if you're working for a company, you have to treat like your own business, bro. You are your own business, bro.
Because if you're nervous, it's a sign that there's something waiting there.
Exactly.
You wouldn't be scared if there wasn't anything that would be a challenge, and only by facing a challenge can you get better. I know you aren't working at Nissan anymore.
Yeah, bro. Nah, Nissan was cool. I'm not gonna lie. Nissan was pretty dope. I remember when I went in, I was seeing people sell cars. My parents have sold cars. Have bought cars. And like their salespeople, they weren't like, I don't think they were good. I was like, bro, if that guy can sell a car, I can sell a car. But once I got into it, now I was like, okay, this is definitely a different like ball game.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than people think.
It's a lot harder than what people think it is. One, hats off to the people that do it on a daily basis, bro. And then obviously a lot of people told me, it depends on your management too.
Yeah.
So the management, at least that we had, I think they weren't. Let's just say this: they weren't effective. Unless
it was very hectic. Like they're good as individuals, but it was very hectic, and it was the auto group more than it was the management, honestly.
Exactly, bro. But I would say it taught me you gotta say fuck it sometimes. The people, for example, Fred or some of the managers that worked on me, they were on me in a harsh way, which I appreciated because I think I needed that. Yeah. A lot of it was confidence, obviously. But nah, shit, I did that. I did school, my club here, all simultaneously on a monthly basis, bro. So I'm selling 10 cars almost a month on average. Yeah. And then finishing it off in December with like 18 cars. That was like...
When you told me that, bro, I was surprised.
You were surprised?
I know everybody's not going to know what that means, but Christian was a green pea. He was new to sales. There was still a lot he didn't know. Everybody was surprised when he hit that 10 mark. But that's just how it is in the business. You ask people who aren't in the business, how many cars do you think you'd sell? They're like, 20, 30, 40, easy. And then they get in and they sell 2. It's harder than you think it is. So there's a lot of people who've been in the business for a minute that still can't sell 18 cars.
Yeah, bro. There were some people there, at least there, that were veterans. You and me know the veterans that were there. And they were. It was like, bro, I'm like, you guys are lucky that I'm in college. You guys are lucky that I'm doing all these other things, that I'm not just solely focused on selling cars. Because if that was the case where everything was just, my life was selling cars, it would have been a whole different story. Because and that month of December, that month of December was selling cars. All of my focus was on the leads, working the leads, and just getting every single up and not having to focus on anything else. So that played a huge role. And then that's when I realized, you would say it and some other people would say it, it was just like a flow. Once you got into the flow state, it was just like easy.
Yeah. No, once you get your groove, you got your groove. Mm-hmm. If you get into that right little pattern, everything's the same. You're just doing the same thing in a different font, and it's so easy.
Yeah, bro.
That's all it is. You just got to find your groove, and that applies to any form of sales. Mm-hmm. It's like finding your sales pitch. Once you find your sales pitch, you're good.
Yeah,
you just say the same thing, change it for the scenario.
You just got to know, by that time, you should already, once you get into flow state, I think you also learn the different buyer personas. Yeah. Like, once a certain person came in the door, you're like, okay, I know how to go about this person. Yeah. Once a really friendly person would come through the door, you know how to guide the conversation away. So that was pretty cool. And I don't think I told you this, but like I started the month with 5 no's in a row, bro. 5 no's in a row. It was like almost the second week, and then this one guy like closed a deal for me, and it was so gay. I was like, bro, there's no way this guy just closed a deal for me. So it pissed me off. Then after that, it was like first yes, boom. It was like 8 yeses in a row.
Yeah, no, that's really how it is.
So it was dope.
Like, it's harder to get your first one than your last one every time. Once you get your first one, the rest come easy.
Yeah.
And you had an advantage over other people because sales is all about who you know, what you can learn, and what perspectives you can apply. And you not only had people with experience at work, but then you also had the sales club. And you had a whole bunch of different perspectives on sales. Yeah. Even if it's from people that have never done sales in the club, it's still different perspectives on everything.
Exactly.
So it gave you an advantage over a lot of people in terms of at least knowing how to sell.
Exactly.
But a lot of the veterans there, they know how to sell a Nissan. They know how to sell a car. But that's different than knowing how to truly sell.
Yeah, exactly. But I would also say, going into it, because I relied on what I know in school and like the experience I've had, internships, you can say, I came in thinking I was gonna kill it like from the get-go. Yeah. Hell no. That was like a huge reality check, bro. Insane reality check that I would say I needed. Because I was like, okay. Because I've done door-to-door roofing, things like that. Maybe I wasn't as successful. But like in the car business, if I'm like telling myself I want to go into sales and I can't sell a car, I think, then yeah, bro. I would say in a way it's like imposter.
Yeah.
I'm an imposter. So I was like, nah, like I gotta do good on this so I can like put my reputation, like what I know, on the line when I was doing car sales, so I can be like, okay, you can sell.
Yeah.
All right, you can go out in the world and sell to a CEO, whatever the case may be. So
Well, the thing about it is too, like you went into it right, because there's a lot of people that, I mean, you were there. I came in. You know how it was when I came in. Everybody didn't like me. It's like when you bring the new kid in whose dad is like the coach or some shit.
yeah,
Everybody didn't like me. Everybody wanted me to fail there. You were so quick to be like, hey, bro, can you help me with this? What's your advice? Like, how would you approach this?
Yeah,
you were
bro.
one of the only people there that did that. But that shows why you're going to end up being a way better salesperson than everybody else there.
Yeah, bro. Like I told you, bro, I was like, I'm the type of person that if you're younger than me, more, bro, of course I'm gonna go to you. There's no that, because I think then ego gets in the way of not wanting to learn from somebody else just because they might be like the same age as you or might be younger or whatever the case may be. So I was like, nah, like that's literally having to put your pride to the side and be like, bro, let me learn. Even if I fuck up, even if you do it better than I do, let me just see how you work, how you do it. Because of course we might not have the same style, but you're always gonna learn from somebody. So that's the way I took it. When I was like, yeah, bro, I'm like, fuck it, this is my chance.
That's one of the reasons that I actually even talked to you. Like, I didn't make friends with anybody there. I was there just for work. They already didn't like me. They were all mad that I knew how to sell a car better than them, which is stupid to me. That's childish. But you actually took the time to be like, there's a perspective I can learn. And I told you that all the time too. Like, I have way more experience in sales than you do. I was doing way better than you, and still every day that we had a conversation, I would be like, shoot, I still got things I can learn from you. And that's just the nature of selling. It's all perspective, and there's never an end to perspective.
Exactly. Maybe if I go back now, bro, maybe now I'll definitely be better than you, bro.
Shoot, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
No, but that would be fun. And Adrian too. That was another one that I liked because he had the same mindset. Like, he was always open to learn. He was always open for advice and opinion. And then he also understood that even though he doesn't have the experience, what he says holds value.
Yeah, and I would say his situation was crazy because I would say he lived not to badmouth people or anything like that, but he lived a very, you go to school, you finish, you go to a warehouse, and you just stay there.
Yeah.
And Adrian kind of being like, yo, fuck it. I have no experience in sales. I'm coming from a warehouse job to this commission job. I don't know what to expect. Doing it, and then I'll say he was doing pretty good.
You want to know something, though? That's the best kind of people. Casey grew up on a farm. He worked at a warehouse as a forklift driver.
Yeah.
He just randomly said, yeah, why not? I'll try it.
Exactly.
And now, like, he's killing it. Like, he's running an entire dealership. Like, he's the guy in charge of everything. Every decision that gets made has to run through him. Is all about what you want to do with yourself.
Exactly.
Because you know me, I'm not a big believer in school, which is like a big difference in opinions too.
No, I agree, bro. And I was,
because we're recording this at school.
I know, I was like, dude, fuck, man, I'm paying for this class, and bro, I don't even need this class, bro.
Literally, bro.
No, but I would say that putting yourself, like, I think you be saying this a lot, like, just putting yourself in situations, bro. You gotta put yourself in hard situations.
Yeah.
So, like, I did warehouse work. I did, like, multiple delivery jobs. Bro, I used to donate plasma for money.
Bro,
I used to I used to donate BioLife, bro.
Yeah.
That's where the money's at. CSL, nah, don't go to CSL, bro. That's where you see the crackheads, bro. Literal crackheads. But BioLife, yeah, I'll make $70 a week.
Literally.
Going on 2 or 3 days a week.
That's gas money. Like.
Yeah, and then go out, yeah, bro. And then I'll just spend it on going out. But you just gotta be able to live through all those things, and grow from that, bro. There's no way you go through all those things and not grow.
If you don't have the ability to adapt and grow from everything that happens in your life, you're never gonna make it anywhere. And I feel like I could be wrong on this, but I'm gonna say this just because obviously I'm not a big believer in school and the educational system. But do you feel like being in school, you've learned more from being in the sales club than you have from your classes?
I would say, since I treat like the sales club like a company, me and my friend, then I would say some of the things I learned in school definitely applies, but it all depends how you retain the information too. Because there are some things I'm just like, bro, this is fucking crazy. Okay, that makes sense. That's pretty dope. But there are a lot of things I'm just like, I'm not going to need this. I'm not going to have to use all this terminology in the real world. So I would say with the sales club, I think I've learned more. I would say I've learned more with the sales club. But the things I do learn in school applies to like some of my daily activities, if that makes sense. So like market share, things like that. Where, okay, where's my club now? Where do I want it to go? And some of the things I learned in school then plays a role into that. Because now I know what to look for, like basic shit like SWOT analysis.
Yeah.
What are the strengths of the club? Things like that. But I do try to treat the club like a company.
No, that's the way to do it. And I only ask that because you know me, like, I'm a big being in sales and having a sales job will teach you more than school ever will. It's free education for life. Because, like, school, like you said, you learn SWOT analysis, which is very helpful, but they don't teach you what to do after you get the SWOT analysis.
Yeah.
And then the SWOT analysis is common sense. But in the sales club, you learn how to apply yourself to things.
Exactly.
Like in the sales club, you see something, how can I do it differently? What do I need to change?
And that's the reason I fuck with it. So like when I do talk to people, I'm like, yo, when people ask me like, yo, why are you doing sales? Because obviously sales is not big at Georgia State.
Yeah,
I'm like,
at
bro,
all.
you learn life. That's the reason I do it. In sales, you're gonna face rejection. You're gonna face all these things that come along with the job that you just have to like take and endure and just overcome at the end of the day. So rejection, getting told to fuck off. You gotta do multiple calls a day, and so it's just a lot of repetition, consistency, and so
you gotta learn how to read the situation, read people. You have to learn how to actually interact with people.
because even if you don't do a sales career, but if you know the behaviors in sales that will make a successful salesperson, bro, you can do that. You can take that with any industry you want.
And I was just talking about this on the last podcast I recorded with one of my boys. Sales is literally your everyday life.
Yeah.
Like, you either can get paid to sell something, whether that's your business, a car, a house, whatever it is, or you can just sell something for somebody else for free.
Exactly.
And the example I gave him was, I have an Apple computer out on the table right now recording our audio. If somebody walks by, maybe seeing it right there, puts it in the position where they're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
I just sold something for Apple for free. Every time I get a drink at Starbucks, or a girl gets a drink at Starbucks and posts it on her Instagram story or her Snapchat story, she just sold a Starbucks drink to somebody for free.
Exactly.
So you can either sell your whole life for free, or you can make money doing it and sell yourself.
Exactly. You gotta look at where the opportunity do. Because I have a lot of people, not a lot of people, but there's people that want to have ideas, that want to have businesses. Come on, bro, just let me know. I got you. I'll start selling for you, bro. And then you just work with all these people, and it's dope.
It's all about making connections and networking. Like, if you can't make connections in life, you're not getting nowhere.
Exactly. And one huge thing I be saying is, damn, hold up, bro. I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm trying to think. There's something I be telling like the people on the sales club about sales, and I'm like, bro, it's definitely with sales in life, but it just went away, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
My biggest thing with sales is it's survival of the fittest.
Mm.
And that applies to everything. Like, people don't realize that you have to sell yourself. When you go into a job interview, it's not about your resume, it's about selling yourself. Whenever you go anywhere, you have to sell yourself. So sales isn't about selling, it's survival of the fittest. You either sell or you die. You either sell yourself or you end up being a crackhead dead in the middle of the road somewhere.
Exactly.
If you do not sell yourself, you'll never get anywhere. You can't even get a job washing floors at McDonald's if you can't sell yourself. Unless they just really need the person. And that's a sad way to get a job.
And one thing I do tell people a lot is I've been in the position, thankfully, where my role, at least at school, in this club, people know me, I would say, and they know that's Christian, co-president of the sales club, whatever the case may be. So when I do talk to executives or recruiters or account executives that do in sales but in the corporate world, it's easier to have a conversation with them. But I also present myself and sell myself, like, where they're like, okay, I want to talk to this guy. He deserves to have some time.
Yeah.
And so I've met people that are making 500, 600K a year, which is fucking insane. And so one thing they always tell me is, you might have all the technology terms, you might have the resume, but if they're face to face with you and they don't see it, it's just like, at the end of the day, your resume, it's a paper. You can add so much shit and just make it look pretty. But if you can't explain the resume and be like, okay, the person on this resume is the same person in real life, then they're gonna just notice that and be like, nah.
Your resume is just a summary of who you are. You still have to show that you are that person.
Yeah. So they always say, I'd rather take somebody that might not know the industry as much, but they have the character, they have the characteristics, and they have that like personal drive, over somebody that has maybe a beautiful resume, but like once I talk to them, there's no connection, there's no charisma or anything like that. And everybody tells me that.
Nah, my biggest example, we just hired one of my friends at Carriage. We like fired everybody. We have no staff right now, like no salespeople.
You did say it was like, what, one person?
It's 3 people.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I was going to send her to Nissan, actually.
Oh, bro.
And then Casey was like, we probably need people, just bring her here, have her talk to me. He was like, do you think she'll be worth anything? I was like, she's got the mindset and everything. I was like, you talk to her, you let me know how you feel about it. If it were up to me, I'd hire her. Talked to her, hired her, never sold anything in her life, ever. Doesn't know anything about cars. Like, she still will come in. She's only been there a month. She'll still come in and be like, hey, they just asked me this. What does that mean? She has more sales out than me this month.
That's crazy.
It's one more car. That's also my thing about sales is I don't care about output. I care about
How
return.
much? Yeah.
So like she
Yeah.
sold, I think 1.5 cars more than me. I've
Beesh.
made more money than her. So that goes back into sales, and that's the big difference is that she's new, so she's unit based. She just wants to sell. I want to sell and get the most return from the sale.
Would you say you have that mindset because you're like, okay, I'm available to sell. If I want to go unit for unit, I'd sell a shitload of cars.
Yeah.
Or do you feel like when you start, at least when I started in sales, like at least in the car business, I'm not gonna lie, I would just focus on the unit.
I did the same thing when I started. I was like, oh, I'm trying to sell a whole bunch of cars. But then I realized nobody really cares how many cars you sell.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason that I am in the position I'm in with management isn't because I sell a whole bunch of cars. It's because of how much money I make the company when I sell a car.
Yeah.
So, like, right now, I'm in a hybrid role where, like, I have management responsibilities, but I'm also out there selling the car. So I basically do the entire process.
Exactly.
I sell the car, do the numbers, sell the warranties, all that.
And
but it's because of how much money I make per car.
Yeah.
Like, I'm probably averaging $3,000 to $4,000 a car.
That's crazy, bro. That's insane. But I guess like a question for you, because you are in that manager role. Did you get into that management role because you wanted to be like a manager, like in a way a leader, or you're just like, fuck it, more money, here I am? Or I guess now that you're on that management role, has it evolved your leadership skills?
So
Putting yourself in a situation.
It's definitely a little bit of both. Like, the money is a huge part of it. Technically, I'm still not on a manager's salary, so I haven't got to the money part, but yeah, managers get paid a lot. That's a huge part of it. And it's salary, so it doesn't matter what I do. I know that I have that guaranteed money.
Yeah.
But more than anything, it was just the knowledge that I could get.
Exactly.
That's also why I love it at Carriage, because at that store, for example, there is no finance department.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy.
So you learn a lot because now everybody else has to step in for the lack of finance.
Yeah.
So we send salespeople out there. If we feel like you can close it, we send people out there to sell gap and warranty.
Nice.
You know how it was at Nissan. If you even tried, you got yelled at by finance. That's literally the reason that I walked into Nissan and was outselling everybody, is because of that experience I had before. I knew all the things. Like, I know all the things that everybody else doesn't know. I know about the debt to incomes. I know about the LTVs. I know about the ACVs to a car. Like,
Bro, you were talking about that, and I was like, bro, I'm like, I just fucking know, bro. Yo, this car has this. It meets your needs. Does it fit your budget? Okay, buy this car. All that, I was like, bro.
I make so much money per car.
Yeah.
It's because I set my deals up like I am the manager working the deal. I'll set the deal up knowing that I have to hold on the trade. If I hold on the trade this much, maybe I can give them a couple $100s to make them feel better, but then we're going to hold the rate on them.
Exactly.
We still make more money. Everybody's happy. Little things like that. And then over allowing on a car too, there's plenty of times where I'll be like, oh yeah, we'll give you 14 grand for your car, knowing it's only worth 12 and we're only giving him 12, but we show 14 because we're over allowing and the ACV books outright.
That's like they say, bro. You gotta treat sales like it's your own business. Even if you're working for a company, you have to treat like your own business, bro. You are your own business, bro.
In car sales, a lot of people get scared away from car sales because there's a draw, which means if you don't sell anything, you owe the dealership money. But that's exactly why, because you are your own business. So you owe the dealership money because they let you borrow leads. They let you borrow their phones. They let you borrow their desks. They let you borrow their cars. If they're letting you borrow all of this and you're not doing anything with it, why would they pay you?
Yeah.
You owe them for using their resources.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit, at least at the end, that shit pissed me off, bro. I was like, man, fuck this, bro. Ain't no way, like, I'm putting all this work, and then, obviously, that's, like, the part where, yo, how much you make on each car plays a huge role.
Literally. Because
But
you could sell 20 cars and still owe the dealership money.
That's why, exactly. So, I thankfully I learned that part, which is the reason, a little bit of that is the reason why I got into, thankfully I got into the corporate side of stuff, of sales. Because, like, they do give you, like, a base, maybe, like, 70 grand. And then on top of that, once you're on the field on your own, bro, you're making commission off like these insane deals. But if it wasn't for car sales,
deals.
Yeah, dude, $1 million deals. I hear people, at least the company I'm going to be working at, we did like a holiday gathering, and I got there stupid late because I was selling a car. It was dope though. I got there late. I was in my work uniform. I pulled up. Everybody was like, "You sold a car?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then it was pretty cool. Everybody was like looking at me and they're like, "Okay,
that's exciting."
This guy puts in work."
I'm sure they were all excited for you, and that's exciting being you also walking in somewhere where people are like, you sell the car, like, good job, like, where people look out for your best interest.
Exactly. And so I got there late, meaning that I stayed with him a little bit later. So we got some drinks. Everybody's probably like 10 years older than me. Yeah. And they were just talking about like their deals they were going to do for the month, what deals they were working on. Like, oh yeah, I'm working with this huge company, $1 million deal. We're trying to close that. I'm just like, bro, I gotta be in that. I am gonna be in that shit. I am gonna be in that. So that was dope.
And you're taking all the rights too, which like.
What about
and
you?
I only say this out of honesty. When I first met you, I didn't really think you had much of a salesperson in you, but you really didn't. But I also saw you develop for those 3 months that I was there. Now talking to you now, I see that you still have continued to develop.
Yeah,
Like you're a whole different person than you were when I met you.
that is true, bro.
Literally.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, that is true, bro. But no, that's cause like once you want something, bro, you gotta go and do whatever it takes. And I would say even now, like I might be doing all these things, bro. I still feel like I gotta do more. Yeah,
like,
bro. I feel like
you see my social media, like I'm doing a lot with myself, and I still feel like I'm not doing enough. It also goes to show because now look at it. We're talking about how you put yourself in a room full of people 10 years older than you, closing all these huge deals that people our age can't even imagine.
Exactly.
So you're putting yourself in the right opportunities and the right situations by taking the right steps.
Exactly. And you just never know, bro. You really don't know even if I think the best time to get into something is when you're scared.
Literally, that's
like,
the only time you should get into
bro.
something.
Like get into like right now, you know. Like I have like people at least on my board, they get scared to talk sometimes. And I'm like, I'm not gonna help you, bro. I mean, I'll help you, but once you're up there, bro, just do what you can. If you stutter, guess what? It's fine.
Bro, the way I see it is if you're not scared, you don't need to be there. If I went to apply at some small-time dealership that never sold more than 10 cars a month, I wouldn't be scared, but obviously I don't need to be there. I would love to walk into a Porsche and be like, hey, you guys hire me. I'm going to be fucking shaking inside.
Yeah.
Like, why would they hire me? But that's where I need to be. Because if you're nervous, it's a sign that there's something waiting there.
Exactly.
You wouldn't be scared if there wasn't anything that would be a challenge, and only by facing a challenge can you get better.
Bro, let me ask you, bro, because obviously you folk with the car sales. Where do you see yourself in a couple of years? I know I remember from our conversations you want to own multiple businesses, but is there any chance or any way you would like to get into like the corporate side of things? Now that you've seen maybe just like a grasp for a little bit.
I want to do sales somewhere. I've always said it that I do want to work, even if let's say all my life content or whatever starts making me more than enough money, I'm still going to work because I just like to keep myself busy. And I even might start an online academy or whatever the case is. Like, I never know. But I still want to have an actual job that I actually have to show up to that actually distracts me from everything else and that keeps me busy. For me, that's car sales. Because you know how car sales is. You're always busy. Exactly. You don't really have time to sit around. If you do, but if you do, you're not doing it right. So that's why I enjoy that. I wouldn't mind corporate sales. I have thought about it, and it does intrigue me. Never done it, never tried it, so I really wouldn't know. But my big thing is I love the idea of car sales because I know that if I work my way all the way up to a GM, I can buy into a dealership. I would love to buy into a dealership.
Yeah, you are.
You can't really work selling something for some big tech company and then buy into ownership. No. You're just always going to be selling something for them.
That's facts. And where do you see yourself? What is the trajectory time to be a GM, bro?
Oh, to be a GM?
How much time you got left until that happens?
I want to say 5 years. I'm going to give it 8 because I know that I have other things to focus on, like school, and then also like my social media things because I want to prioritize that a little bit because that's just me and it's not what I do for somebody else within the next 8 years.
Nice. And what made you, because one thing like I've seen growth in you as well, like even though you came in and like we started talking in the beginning and you already knew all these things, but I would say I've seen growth in you too, which is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Like seeing all the videos, I'm like, hell yeah, like that's fire, bro. Because like we were talking about before we started this, it gets nerve-wracking even if you're talking in front of a camera. Even right now, it's still a little nerve-wracking.
Bro, I still get nervous.
But it's dope though because that is definitely you, bro. And so what made you like, because when we started talking, I know you had your podcast and you wouldn't post as much as you do now. So what made you be like, bro, I got to fucking start posting now?
I actually I don't know if it posted because I like automate all my posts. Either it has or it's about to. I just uploaded a podcast and one of the clips is actually talking about this. It was the fact that I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, I'm getting old. For all I know, my mom could die tomorrow. Do I really want the person that I am currently to be the last version of me that she knows? So it was like that, along with the fact that every hour that I waste is an hour somebody else can take advantage of.
Yeah.
Imagine you're doing all the work that you're doing. When I met you, I was like here, you were here in terms of like sales. If I just stayed here and I just smoked weed all day, went out and partied, didn't do anything, and you spent an extra 4 or 5 hours than me a day sharpening your skills, how long until you're up here and I'm down here?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm
makes
not
sense.
that person. Like, I don't like to be lazy. I don't like to let my lack of effort be the reason that I fail.
Nah, that's facts. Nah, that makes a lot of sense, bro. Cause I was like, okay, what lighted to drive in this guy real quick? Cause even though you had the drive, but I'm like, bro, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Cause even me, I've had like my ideas, like my thoughts of, okay, bro, just start posting yourself. Even though I have like on LinkedIn and stuff like that, but I think I do want to be able to post more.
But I recommend it too, because my thing is it holds me accountable to me. If I post something, everybody that follows me knows that I posted. These are people that I see every day or people that I know, talk to occasionally. If I'm posting all these things and then they see me and I'm out here partying up and drunk all the time, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, it makes you accountable for what you say.
Exactly. And there's a lot of people out there that they say they're like a certain person, then you see them in person, it's no way. I'm like, nah, fuck that, bro. You have to be able to live what you say. And so, what would you say? How has your lifestyle changed since you left the dealership and stuff like that? Because obviously, I think it's like the first time we're like talking since then.
A lot, bro. We used to talk all the time about like all the fun things I used to do, whether it was like going out or whatever the case may be. I don't really do anything now. I go to work, bro. I have a whole routine and schedule. My Fridays,
That boy just spends them working.
look, I have it all built out. Like Monday, I wake up, I watch a podcast because I have to watch a lot if I want mine to get better. I go to the gym, then I go to work. I make breakfast at work. While I'm at work, I do my legal analysis homework, info systems homework, try to work on some sales content, and then I do homework for another class. If I don't finish all of that, I have to do it when I get home. I leave at close. So I work open to close. That's not my schedule, but I'm going to be there open to close.
Yeah. Got to catch the last sale of the night, bro.
I get home, I read my book at 10 p.m., get ready for bed, 10:30, go to bed.
That's dope. Yeah.
That's how my everyday looks. The only days that I allow myself to be free are Sundays.
Sundays. Nice.
And that's because Saturdays I work. So I tell myself that Saturday nights I'm free. Most of the time, I'm so tired from the week that I just go home and lay down anyways.
That's dope. Nah, that's fire, bro. I try to put myself in that same situation. I'm like, okay, have a morning routine, and sometimes it doesn't go through. So it's like you said, you gotta hold yourself accountable, bro. And I would say I gotta start holding myself accountable a little bit more. So even though I'm doing all these things, like going back to I gotta do more, bro. 100%.
And the biggest thing I found to help you hold yourself accountable is having the right friends. Like, I have a couple friends where they'll text me at 6 a.m. and be like, yo, you up?
Yeah.
Get your ass up.
Hell yeah.
And then if I don't respond, they'll call me later and we'll have a whole conversation about it. Or they'll be like, hey, make sure you get this done. Remember, either I'm going to be better or you're going to be better.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Exactly.
Having people around you that don't make you feel like you're nothing but make you feel like it's friendly competition is great.
I agree, bro. And then obviously you did say you want to better your, what do you base it, like the podcast?
The conversations I have, the people I have on it, and just the quality of the content, the audio, the recording, all of it.
I mean, what podcasts do you listen to help you out and be like, okay?
Recently, I've really been liking, I don't know if you've heard of him, Chris Williamson.
Nah. Yeah, what does he look like?
He's like a Joe Rogan, but Joe Rogan is more like casual. Joe Rogan will talk about like shroom trips and like aliens and things like that. Chris Williamson is on the same vibe, but it's more like real conversations instead of casual conversations. Like, I was watching one with him actually where he was talking about, what was he talking about? Oh, he was talking with Johan Hari, who's an author, about his book Lost Connections, and they were talking about like mental illness and things like that. And he just started like talking about a whole bunch of different facts and a whole bunch of things that people aren't aware of when it comes to like anxiety, depression, things like that.
Yeah.
It made me buy his book. Like, his book is in my book bag right now. That's what I've been reading, and it's taught me a lot.
I was gonna say, have you read it, bro? You've been keeping it up, bro.
Yeah, I'm still reading it, but it's taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, bro, one of the craziest things that I read in the book is literally the statistic is if you have 1,000 trials for an antidepressant or any drug for mental illness, if 998 of them fail the tests, as long as those other 2 pass, you can sell it on the market.
That's crazy.
So that means that 98% of the time, the placebo works better, which means you're not depressed. You're just being sold on the fact that you're depressed.
I remember we talked about that at the dealership, like about depression and all that. And I still believe I would say depression definitely plays, I wouldn't say it's not, I would say it's real, but like there's ways to get out of it. Like, you can find a way to get out of it, bro. I don't know.
It's real. but everybody thinks, oh, my brain is just broken. Your brain isn't working. The way you use your brain is broken. It's definitely real. I've been through it. Most people I know have been through it. The difference is, if you have an engine that needs an oil change, are you going to keep driving it like that even though it's hurting the engine? Or are you going to say, okay, let me change this oil?
Exactly.
You have to make a change at some point. And
And
that was the other part that pushed me to want to change, is the fact that I got that DUI while I was at Nissan.
Yeah, I remember
And
that. I was like, what?
I also realized I'm making more money than I've ever made before. I've put myself in a lot of opportunities. I've met a lot of interesting people, but I'm still making terrible decisions. So do I want to be like this for my whole life? Or do I want to make those changes and really step up and be the person that I want to be?
Exactly, bro.
Like, I had to learn how to be selfish about my life. Because people would call me, be like, hey, bro, you want to go get drinks? Hell yeah, I'm there. What time? Hey, bro, you want to go do this? Hell yeah, I'm there. What time? Even though I knew that I would have a better time if I went home and read a book, went home and edited on my podcast, little things like that. And I never did it. But now people will call me and I'm like, nah, bro, I got things to do.
That's the
Like, you
mad,
have fun.
bro. Exactly. That's the way. Thankfully, I'm not a person that goes out like that, so I don't have to worry about that as much. But just trying to keep yourself busy so hard. Like, something I realized, made literally like the other day actually, literally this weekend, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little high, so I guess that maybe enhanced it a little bit.
I mean,
But I was like, bro, I'm like, yo, I'm fucking up, bro. I'm like, dude, you gotta step it up. You gotta put literally more effort. I graduated in May. After I leave, who knows who the sales club is going to be with. We have the people we're thinking about, at least like sales club terms. I graduate, I don't give a fuck. I'm getting C's. I'm barely like passing. I don't care, dude. As long as I get my degree. But at least sales club company, bro, I don't know who I'm going to leave it with. And the thing is, if I don't show the drive, if I don't show people the vision, or I don't paint a picture in their head of what the sales club can be like, then they're not going to believe it. Yeah, I have to make them believe it.
you have to sell the sales club.
Hey, I got to sell the sales club, bro. And so that's one thing I realized recently. I'm like, bro, I got to do more. There's more I can do out there. If I'm not making money, if I'm not making real money, then I might as well. I got to make fucking money for the sales club at least.
Yeah, literally. And that's a great way to see it. Because when I had hit you up, you were like, yeah, no, I took a break from working. I'm about to graduate, like all this other stuff. But that's a great way to see it. Because a lot of people, they're like, oh, I don't have a job. I'm just going to go to school. I'm going to go home, play all day. Watch
Nah, fuck that shit, bro.
Right.
Fuck that.
Which is so different than you being like, you know what? I don't have a job. Let me see where else I can make money.
Exactly.
Even if it's not for you.
Exactly. And one thing is, I've seen a lot of people like you were saying, senioritis, bro. I didn't think senioritis was real, but
no, that shit's real.
bro, I'm like for the first time I'm experiencing senioritis. I'm like, dude, you know what? Fuck this shit. We're doing a bunch of group work. I'm not contributing as much, bro.
How do you think I feel, bro? That business communications class, part of our grade is like going to career fairs and things like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck do I look like going to a career fair? I already have a career.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
And I told her that too. I was like, look, this is my position. Here's where I'm at. I do this for work, blah, blah, blah. I was like, do I really have to go? And she was like, yeah, it's part of your grade. And I was like, well, I'm not going to go to work and be like, hey, I can't come in this day because I have to go to a career fair.
Bro,
So I was like, you know what? Just go ahead and give me the 0.
one thing I don't, I always tell people go to career fairs, but if you go, have an idea of who you're going to talk to already. Because if you just go, bro, it's a waste of time, bro. I like literally what I've done is I hit up the recruiters on LinkedIn, or I just meet people casually if there's events at school, things like that. And that's how I established like that connection. Once they already know who I am, set up a call with them, talk more. So they already like, okay, I like this guy. Like, we should give this guy a shot. Then I go through the interview process. Rather than having go through the fucking career fair, wait in line. I hate it, bro. I hate career fairs.
Which is crazy hearing you say that, because that alone just tells me how much you've developed as a person. I don't feel like I would have ever heard you say this back in July.
Yeah. I probably would have said it, but now I'm able to like
Execute
it in a way. Yeah. So because I went to a career fair the other day, and I was like, bro, it was cool. It was cool because all the work I've put in, everything I've done, it made it worth it in that moment. Because I would see people, I'm like, I understand, you're looking for a job. I understand, it is hard out there. Yeah. If you don't have the confidence, stuff like that, it is difficult, and I accept that. But I was there, and I was just thankful because I was like, damn, I put in the work last semester. Like, during the car sales, put in the work. I did everything I had to do to secure a job prior. So I was just there, and I was just like, bro, I'm chilling. I just got to wait until June, and then I start.
And that's the best part about it, is seeing your hard work pay off.
Appreciate that, bro.
That's when you actually land the job, that's going to be the best feeling ever. Like, waking up and knowing, oh, I'm getting ready to go to that job after all the hard work I put in for 4 or 5 years. Like,
that's one thing, bro. Yeah, I'm like, all right, all this shit wasn't for nothing. One thing I know you be saying is obviously you don't need a degree. And I tell people too, I'm like, yo, maybe you don't need a degree, right? But if you go to school and you have like a kind of like a clear path that you want to take, and that path is going to take you to like higher levels, and you're just pushing yourself, even at school, you can surround yourself around great people, bro. You can find great people at school and surround yourself with, because some people I know, they're going to be coming out making $100,000 a year. Yeah. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy. But then the people that say that they don't fuck with school, they are the people that just go to class and then go home.
Yeah, literally me.
Yeah,
I'm here,
but things
I'm
like
only here still right now because I was gonna meet you for lunch. But it was also initiative. I'm always ready to network and do what I got to do, the things that I want to do.
Exactly.
Like, we were just gonna meet up and have lunch and just catch up, and then I was like, you know what? If we're gonna talk, we might as well.
I was doing it on a podcast, but we are gonna do a part 2 on the College of Law building, because that shit's fire, bro.
Yeah.
That's just dope.
Because she leaves on Tuesday, so anytime after that, good.
I bet. Say less. Yeah, we gotta do it. But nah, bro, I think it's almost 6 o'clock. I might have to head out because I do gotta work on sales club stuff. Yeah, sure. We do got a huge event on Thursday, so gotta prepare for that shit, bro.
Shoot, I gotta drive back to Buford.
Dude, the drive, bro. What time do you usually come? What time are you on?
I leave my house at 12:45.
Oh, you straight then.
Tuesdays I'm only here for 1 class. Thursdays though, leave my house about 11:15.
Still not bad.
Home at 11 because I have that 7 p.m. 7 to 10 class.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. That class. That sounds terrible, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'd rather do that than wake up and come to school early. That early traffic is...
Bro, it's crazy. Thank God I found a good job and stuff like that. Because, dude, I've spent the last 3 to 4 years stuck in traffic at least like 10 hours a week. I never found a spot here because I was like, fuck it. I might as well just spend on gas and not spend on an apartment. But, nah. Yeah, that's another reason why hard work pays off, bro.